Howdy, howdy. Welcome to my new studio and my new drawing desk. Isn't that lovely? Quite great. This is my new office space where I edit videos, a mural that I painted. You can check out that video on my channel right here. And today we're doing a sketchbook tour. I believe this is my fourth one, but this is my first in this new space that I'm going to be giving a tour of on this fancy Facebook Find drawing desk dedicated to my daily drawings. You see I've got my canvas overhead light. Just slap my phone on that every morning first thing and I just open up this sketchbook. It's already there laid out with a pen and I start sketching. This is actually my old one that I'm going to give a tour of. This is my current one that I just started. So only a handful of drawings in that. And more on that later, because I'll give a tour of that probably in about 9-10 months. But today we're doing this lovely Michael's sketchbook. I like it because it has a tree on it. It's this faux leather, probably about 90 pages, 80 pages. So there's maybe 150 drawings in here. What in the hell? I think my battery's dying and my gimbal, it won't stay up. What in the damn hell? Anyway, I don't really need to talk about it because I'm going to talk to you the rest of this video and it's going to be a long one. So let's get down to it. Come on. Okay, here we are. Sketchbook for my daily drawings. The second of these style from Michael's with the tree on it and these little tassel things that I cut and tied into a knot so it's a little holder for my pen. See that? Not perfect, but it's nice. I had this same exact sketchbook that I filled up before and I made a video of that tour that I can put right here or here. And as I said, these are my daily drawings. So the past 2 years or so since I started doing these daily drawings, like I have not done one every single day since starting this. But I do go through phases where I will have consecutive like 200 days and finished this one up maybe 2 weeks ago. That's what this book is made out of, daily sketches. That's all you really need to know. We'll talk about it as we go. Let's dive in. Started at June 2023, so it took me about a calendar year to fill it up, although there are not that many pages in here. I missed a lot. Tree face. I do a lot of tree faces. There's a lot of them in here. It's just kind of like a go-to. It's my two favorite things to draw or paint: trees and faces. Some more am. There's a face in this tree and a face on the ground. Just some faces, kind of cubist, kind of abstract collage. Some kind of trippy shit. I actually kind of like this one. I might turn this one into a painting. So something that I'm going to start doing is going through this. Part of this process of giving this tour is I'm also looking at which ones I can turn into paintings, because along with my daily drawings, I want to, excuse me, I'm going to get a drink. I want to do weekly paintings on 8x10 canvas, 11x14 canvas. Ooh, black. I must have lost my pen temporarily. I was probably traveling. Some abstract. This is looking up at a tree canopy from underneath. That might make a painting too. I'm not gonna lie to you. It might just do it. What a lovely face there. Kind of like the two-tone. More under the tree branch studies. I was saying I was gonna do a painting a week. I'm just trying to do more content for you guys and for myself. This channel is definitely to record my artistic journey and to see my own growth for my own sake and to maybe pass on to my relatives. After I leave, as depressing as that sounds, this is happy. Aren't we glad that we have these? I just want to be able to talk about some of my art. And so this YouTube channel kind of provides that opportunity to talk about and explain my art for my own sake again. But I also think it is probably interesting for some people. So if you're watching this, I'm guessing that's you. Hopefully this is somewhat entertaining for you, at the very least. This is kind of like a landscape. Waterfall in the background, sky. This is almost like a foreground cliff or tree, obviously. Amanda really likes this one. She wants me to paint that for her. We'll see. faces in a tree trunk. This is a concept that I really want to keep playing with, but I haven't quite nailed it down with my illustration style. Like, I'm not super pumped about how those faces are turning out. I want them to be a little more my style. More trees, mushroom. This one was a painting already. So a lot of these I've turned into paintings, and you should check out those videos. Oof. Right there. So I was talking about weekly paintings. That's my goal. I bought 20 canvases that are those sizes, 8 by 10 and 11 by 14. And that's my intention, is to paint all of those with basically my favorite drawings from these daily drawing sketchbooks. And I think it's pretty reasonable to imagine that if you draw every day, which means, you know, well over 300 drawings a year, and you do the best, I don't know, 20 to 50 of them, put them into paintings, hopefully those paintings turn out decent. You know, you're gonna have a decent drawing every so often, even if most of them suck. And I do think a lot of these do suck, but some of them are really cool. This one's really cool. I think that turned into a really great painting. It was one of my favorite from that series. And this time around, in my paintings, I'm using a different color palette. Last time around, I did a lot of oranges and greens and browns and golds, and I love those colors, and they would fit in my house, but I realized that that's not super neutral palette. This one was a painting, big wart on the chin. So with this next series, I'm going to make it more neutral. I'm gonna do a lot of grays. I'm gonna do a lot of like monochromatic grayscale with like pops of browns and rusts and maybe a little bit of a color pop here and there, but I'm gonna do mostly like 90% grayscale. I just like drawing facial features. It's kind of my new go-to. I talk about in previous videos and podcasts the benefit of having a default subject matter to draw or paint. Like if you just want to be creative and stay consistent and build the habit of creating, one of the biggest frictions that comes into play, there's a lot of like resistance and friction when it comes to the creative process. Like I don't care who you are, but at some point in time, everybody experiences friction that, you know, inhibits their ability to create. So having a default concept to draw or paint just allows you to eliminate some of that friction. If you don't know what to draw ever, which is often for me, I might paint that, then you want to take the friction out. You want it to be as easy as possible to get into that creative flow in that process. You don't want to have to think about it. And so the default concept for me, it's either trees or faces. Lately it's been faces, as you can tell. I just like doing faces and body parts. We got some babies. We got some babies. We got a belly button. And obviously noses, mouths, and eyes. Eyes are a big one for me. And ball chinians. For sure. Just exploring the face. I usually don't have a reference photo or anything. That one will be a painting soon. That might be the first one I do. As per Amanda's suggestion. I love the face. I like noses. It's just like organic shapes. Once you understand the principles of the shapes, like that noses have a nostril and a bridge and a, you know, the flare of the nostril, whatever these are called, they might have actual names, but I don't know them. I'm not a scientist. I'm just a poet. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you can memorize kind of the key characteristics of these facial parts and then just apply them in however many infinite ways you can, because there's unlimited. You know, in general, an eye is like an ovular shape. Here I flattened it and made it wider. Here I stretched it and made it taller, and you can do that in so many different ways. It's like no two eyes are the same. I like this guy. He's cool. And I don't know, I like making shapes, especially when I paint. It's just really fun to push the brush around and fill this shape. And obviously my style is a little bit more like cartoony. It's not like super realistic. I can paint realism and draw realism, but it takes a different kind of focus. This style allows me to be really loose and free and creative and spontaneous. And I really like that about it. And I'm just trying to kind of improve over time. See, this is maybe what I would consider more, it's not even realistic, it's pretty stylistic, especially the way I use the pen to do value and texture. Pretty stylized. And I think that's why I like drawing with these cheap Bic pens. I pretty much draw exclusively with these Bic cheap pens. These ones I don't like a ton, these recycled ones. The ink is different. It doesn't give you as much range as some of the other classic Bic pens do, but that's just what they had at Target when I went. It was the best deal. And I wanted to try it, but now I have like 20 of those pens, so I'll probably be drawing with them for a while because I don't want to waste them. Plus, the reason I brought the pen up in the first place is I like the limitation. I like not being able to get realistic, and the line quality, you have to really kind of have some finesse, first of all, with the pen, but also it like prevents you from creating finished pieces of work, like fine art type of thing. This is just for research. This is just for the sake of doing it and for the sake of getting better. You know, sunflower in the sun. And just experimenting. Like, what the heck? This guy looks like he's on drugs. He looks like he might be drugs. And this guy has like a car wash for a chin. I don't even fucking get it. This is gibberish. Maybe those are actual symbols or like alien symbols, but I literally just will draw a box. It's like almost like compositional crutch. If I like do it on almost all of them. I put these little boxes here, and you're probably like, what the fuck are all those? They're in a lot of them, or I put something in there. That's kind of a compositional crutch, to be honest, but it's also like a signature, and I like using the signature as part of a composition. I think it's clever. Maybe you don't like it. I don't know. Let me know. But everything that's in the boxes, complete gibberish. I literally just do an abstract signature. So I'm just like, I mean, you can see it in my daily drawings. I have reels of almost every single one. And it's like a letter, like you would sign a letter, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but I just mimic the motion of a signature. And I've always thought signatures are sexy. I'm like really interested in people's signatures. And I've been practicing my own signature since like 4th grade. It's kind of evolved a little bit, and it's not perfect every time I do it, but I will say that I can pretty much do it on a digital pad, you know, at the store when you're checking out. And you can never really do it right. I'm actually pretty good. So, how about that? Look at this figure falling. It's different. Just some simple eyes. It's pretty cool. This almost makes me want to get into printmaking again. I did a couple printmaking classes in college, and I got into it way too late. Like, I waited till my senior year, and I regretted it. I'm like, shoot, I wish I would have taken more printmaking classes. Just to do some like lithos, some polyplate lithos. That would have been sick in this pen style. It would be cool. Maybe I could do it again someday. Faces and shapes. I don't think it's cubism. I mean, this is kind of somewhat cubist, I guess. Of a bit of a self-portrait, if all of these aren't also self-portraits. I think there's definitely similar shapes going on. Like, I definitely think my style is developing. I'm just like making choices on how to build these shapes. Like, if you look at an anatomical eye, this is way more simplified. Like, I just have a band here and a band there. Those are the lids, and then I just have a fucking dome, and it's basically a sphere. Visceral fat. I've been going through some health shit, and I talk about it in a lot of my videos kind of vaguely. You know, experimenting with different diets, paleo, carnivore. Basically, eating 95% of my food intake is coming from pasture-raised, grass-fed beef. And I've found a lot of relief in some of my health symptoms. I'll do it eventually, folks. I will eventually do a video where I talk about my health. It's just not what this channel's about, even though this channel's about me, and my health is about me, and it's all part of the same. And you probably wonder why I bring it up and just never talk about it, but I don't know. I don't even want to talk about it right now. Maybe someday. Autoimmune issues. Carnivore has been relieving in a lot of ways. I'm a minimalist too, and that's really great. Anyway, back to the drawings. We got a shrum, little shrum daddy. Big old noses. I like doing the big old juicy features. Another shrum daddy. Some smudges. I think I smudged these intentionally. It looks like I did. Not super into it. I must have ran out of ink. Switched to a black pen to finish it. What do you guys think? Have you seen any that you would like to see how it looks like as a painting? Just let me know. Slap it on in that comment section. Let me know. That one's kind of cool. I could probably revamp that. Maybe. Featuring some abstract signatures. Signature on his eyeline. I don't know what it means. It's just kind of fun to do. It's fun for my wrist to do those actions. Here's a kitty cat meow meow. Ooh. And just a stacky. What do you think? Kind of fun? Freckles. Oh my goodness. Popping out his head. Big old bald chin. Kind of looks like a nutsack. Amanda doesn't like this one. Acorn. That's me. House of Oak, baby. Alex Icon. Where the oak grows. Simple. I like the simple. I don't know, folks. Keep it simple. I would do more if I did less each time. Think about that. She likes that one too. Pencil? What in the fuck? A pencil? Get out of here. Who do you think you are? Interesting. I can tell when I don't have a ton of energy to do it. Like stuff like this, I'm like, I'm just moving my pen. Abstract, even this, it's like I'm just moving it really fast and getting it done really fast. I'm not hating on that method. It's just interesting to see. Whereas like this one seems like a little bit more deliberate. It's really easy for me to see these as paintings now too. Okay, random. Super random. Wayne Thiebaud, Cakes and Pies. This is a painting at the Kemper Museum, the Kansas City Art Institute. That's their museum on their campus here in Kansas City. And we're getting to the end, folks. I was just like drawing it. I went on like a date that day with myself. Went to a coffee shop, journaled, drew, and then I went to the museum and I was unimpressed. This is one of the only paintings I liked. Wayne Thiebaud, he's a rock star painter. The end. That's all I got for you this time, folks. If you've made it this far, thank you so much. I appreciate you watching and supporting my art. Any likes or comments, they go to the algorithm. They tell the algorithm that I'm doing something good. So those are appreciated. Thank you. And be sure to stick around and subscribe so that you don't miss these drawings be turned into paintings. If you like, then that is. If not, I'm really surprised that you made it this far in this video. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.